Greetings, everyone. Nathan Nerdarchy here from Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds, hanging out with some nerds.
Nerdarchy is Ted.
Nerdarchy is Dave.
And join us for our flip through the new Starfinder book.
Jump down to the description below where you can sign up for Nerdarchy, the newsletter, get weekly gaming tips, as well as learn how to game with Nerdarchy.
All right, and join us as we begin our flip through of the Starfinder core rulebook from Paizo. You can find a link to get your own copy from Amazon in the description below. All right, so right from the beginning, we have this amazing star field, planets, the sun, the solar system of the Pack World system, and that is where the campaign takes place. Here we have the cast of characters from Starfinder, all the different races and class options in there.
Glorious table of contents with some...
If you look way down here, you can see the massive page count of over 500 in this thick tome of information. And, if you haven't already noticed the spectacular artwork, you can see here a full, two-page display of space battle ongoing.
I got to be honest, guys, I'm not a Pathfinder fan, but when I started seeing the art coming out of the Starfinder, I just knew I wanted to check it out. They totally sold me with the art.
I completely agree on all accounts.
This is going to go into the kind of overview of play and what to expect from the book, breaking down an RPG game and things like that. And they also have some examples of actual gameplay with different characters and different players.
Here we move into the character creation and more scenic pictures.
Here we have the themes for the Starfinder game. This is a new to the Pathfinder system, really. It's in Starfinder. I do not believe it exists in Pathfinder. So we have, Ace Pilot. It's an amazing piece of art there. We got our Bounty Hunter.
Icon.
Pop stars of the universe. Mercenary. That guy looks absolutely brutal. The Four-Armed race, which I cannot remember right now, but we're going to get there soon enough. Yeah. As an outlaw. Can't trust anyone with that many alarms.
We have Priest and we have Scholar. Sorry, I didn't get that one. Spacefarer and Xeno Seeker.
And boom, look at that fight going on.
Yeah, this book is gorgeous.
Who doesn't like fighting bugs? And here we have the brief synopsis of the races. So first of the races is the android, and they are quite cool.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a space game, you gotta have robots.
And classic humans.
And here's the four-armed race, the Kasathas. Telepathic race, the Lashuntas. We got the nice lizard draconic people, the Vesk.
Yeah, you got to have the lizard men in space.
Yeah, it's a trope, man. It's a trope for sure.
And how you want to pronounce that one? Yusoki?
Yusoki, you little rat guys. Conceptually, I really like that.
Another fantastic, two-page piece of artwork.
And that gets us into the classes.
Here's our overview shot of the classes.
Showing you the 7 options that are in the book.
We got an envoy.
So each class gives you a breakdown of some of the themes and how it mixes with that particular class, and it kind of gives you like an archetype of what that would wind up being.
In this case, we have an ambassador, a military officer, negotiator, scoundrel. So it's a really cool element to the game and for the classes to help players decide what they want to play.
So we move on to mechanic, because every party gets their own ship, and if you don't have someone to fix it, you're probably going to be in trouble. So in the mechanic, you got your combat technician, your enhanced commando, your saboteur, and your starship engineer.
It's really a fun way to use those themes and integrate them into the character classes that to create new and unique, flavorful characters for you.
So this is your mystic. So if you want to be able to cast spells and not really be into the technology side of things, this is where you're going to want to go.
And then this is also where we see that the level of spellcasting is much lower than Pathfinder. 6th level instead of 9th.
So now you guys are not locked into, oh, well, if I'm going to play a mystic and a spacefarer, I'm considered a shaman. That's an option that they give you.
Yeah, you have Crusader, Chaplain, Empath, Star Shaman, Xeno Druid. Some really cool options there.
Here we have Operative.
I'm guessing this is going to be like your rogue analog from, some other, fantasy type games like Pathfinder.
Bond, Space Bond.
This is really cool. The themes again. I love the way they mash the themes in there, because we got a hacker, investigator, thief, Trailblazer, absolutely.
So now we have Solarian. This is somebody who literally derives power from the celestial masses, and the powers that move about the planets.
So if we're talking about analogs, this is kind of like your Space Paladin, but not quite. Let's see how we mash these up.
We have Champion, we have Cosmic Mercenary, Luminous Explorer, and Outcast. And again, they're only giving you 4 out of the 9 options, so...
Mix and match as you like.
Indeed. So...
I love this guy. This guy is so iconic looking.
Every band is going to need a soldier to get in and kill stuff, and, well, here it is. You got it. So you mix it up with Bodyguard, Close Combatant, Sniper, and Spell Soldier.
Technomancer in the house. I think that's going to sing to Nate, I think.
Yes, definitely.
The Technomancer literally merges magic and technology together. They need both in order to completely function.
And once again, we see only 6th level spells.
That is where the game caps off at. We have a battle mage, a corporate tech mage, a research scientist, and a thaumaturge. Ooh.
Skills would have it.
So we're in the skill section, and we're going to kind of cherry pick through, and the flip through is going to become a little more rapid now as we just look for cool things to show you guys.
Here we go.
Oh man, in the equipment section, look at that. Friggin' Martian goblins.
See, part of me, loves the Pathfinder goblins so much. It's such spectacular art. I see that, and I want to play that character right there.
Yeah, the weapons page.
Here we go. Here's some options for you. When you're laying down the smackdown on the baddies, you're going to need some guns.
I mean, come on. Who doesn't want one of these bad boys right here?
That's right. And it wouldn't be a sci-fi fantasy game without some melee weapons.
Nice.
There we go. As well as sci-fi armor.
When things get dangerous, you're going to want to armor up, and here's some options.
Yeah, I could see getting into a Jarl Slayer with a built-in missile launcher.
Don't leave home without your power armor.
You got some add-ons for your armor, force field, jetpack,
Targeting
automated
systems.
loader.
There's some nice hybrid items. And vehicles. This is the start of the vehicle section. There are tons of awesome ship pictures.
Man, look at that splash page. Tactical rules.
Again, it just completely sells the point that they really put their money's worth in the art. We're into conditions, because Lord knows, RPGs need rules on, oh my god, I'm this.
Radiation poisoning, what happens? You need to
Yeah.
know.
Alien infestation, what happens?
Oh,
Alright,
man, look
hover
at those.
cars. Or maybe not hover cars, maybe it's just jumping.
Vehicle rules. They're getting into it, mixing it up.
And here we get into the spacefaring aspects of this adventure, including building starships.
So starships are completely integral to the actual system, and it actually says that every adventuring party, for one reason or another, has access to a starship, and work it out with your GM, whether you owe money on it, whether you just own it. Yeah, and then there's a variety of different classifications. There's specific, space battle rules of how you actually engage in said battles, because it's not just as simple as, okay, well, this guy points and shoots, and I sit here and do this, and there's actual phases of combat, and if you don't do something during the appropriate phase, you're gonna have to wait till next round.
Yeah, so different rules of engagement and how the turn actually goes.
Although I've also seen it discussed where they do talk about playing the game without spaceships. So you could be on a space station or planet.
This is true.
So you could have a ship and it just moves you from place to place. You could be on a space station and not really require it, but the book specifically states that you should have access to a ship and
Magic and spells.
So as we saw in the classes, the magic only goes up to 6th level. So unlike the Pathfinder system where you have 9 levels of spells, it makes it a little bit more streamlined. But I don't feel that, even though it's streamlined, that you that you have any loss of impact. Looking at the 6th level spells, they're appropriate to what a 20th level caster should be doing.
All right. Well, here we have the adventurers and campaign sections. And it gets into the environments and everything pretty much you need to run your adventure.
So, talking about environments, it's really important because when you're traveling in space and in distant planets, not everybody's going to be completely breathing the same thing, and some ships actually, have open pockets into the vacuum of space. So, got to be careful what you're doing. You get what you're typically going to get. Laser blasts all over the place. It's going to happen. Deal with it.
Traps.
And the setting is, of course, going to be important because whether you're doing like a Firefly campaign where it's more about being on the ship and keep it floating, or whether you're in a space station and not actually having access to a ship and it's more about the people that you're going to interact with regularly, definitely is a different feel.
So now we're looking at the Packed Worlds timeline and how things have unfolded.
And there's a lot of rich history within that timeline. Well worth knowing about, especially if any of your players are really into what's actually occurred in the past. To go from the fantasy type style of Pathfinder into actual space travel.
Can't have a solar system without the sun. So now we're getting into the pack worlds. This is kind of important to the setting. This is the Absalom Station, and I believe this is where a lot of adventures are going to start and happen.
So this is Eox. This is literally the planet of the dead. There's a whole faction that you might wind up running across that even their ships are powered by undead creatures, and there's whole sections of their ships that are just completely open to the vacuum of space, so that not just anybody can walk through.
All right, so now we're getting into Beyond the Pact World, and we're going to be looking at, I believe this is monsters and stuff. Or adversaries, as the case may be. Perhaps just NPCs that your players are going to be able to interact with. You know, everything from people to animals to monsters to machines.
Let's see. Okay, just talks about that.
So now we're getting into factions and organizations, because let's face it, when you've got the future, as we've already seen in today's society, there's already groups. So here you have some groups that you can either affiliate with or be put up against.
So here we have the faith and religion section. And these are all the different philosophies and religions that guide people in the realm and form the basis of their belief.
Oh, look at that. Because you need space dragons.
Pathfinder Legacy. Now with dragons.
So there's a section here on character conversion. So it can help you guide to take your characters from your Pathfinder into a Starfinder game.
This whole section is going to be crossing over and the cross sections of Pathfinder and Starfinder. And here, as you can see, we're getting all the races from Pathfinder that you can just plop right into your game.
And it comes with your character sheets required for the game, as well as...
Hey guys, that concludes our Starfinder flip through. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. Do you want to see more Starfinder content? As well, if you're looking for your own core rulebook, you can find a link in the description. So comment, like, share, and subscribe.
You can check out the articles over at Nerdarchy.com.
Or you can hang out with us over on Facebook.
So until next time,
Stay nerdy.
All the different races and class options in there.
Glorious table of contents with some...
If you look
Nice
way down here, you can see the massive page count of over 500 in this thick tome of information. And, if you haven't already noticed the spectacular artwork, you can see here a full,
Greetings, everyone. Nathan Nerdarch here from Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds, hanging out with some nerds.
Nerdarch Ted.
Nerdarchy Dave.
And join us for our flip through the new Starfinder book.
Jump down to the description below where you can sign up for Nerdarchy, the newsletter, get weekly gaming tips, as well as learn how to game with Nerdarchy.
All right, and join us as we begin our flip through of the Starfinder core rulebook.
Two-page display of space battle ongoing.
I got to be honest, guys. I'm not a Pathfinder fan, but when I started seeing the art coming out of the Starfinder, I just knew I wanted to check it out. They totally sold me with the art.
I completely agree on all accounts.
This is going to go into the kind of overview of play and what to expect from the book, breaking down an RPG game and things like that. And they also have some examples of actual gameplay with different characters and different players.
Here we move into the character creation and more scenic pictures.
Now here we have the themes for the Starfinder game. This is a new to from Paizo. You can find a link to get your own copy from Amazon in the description below. All right, so right from the beginning, we have this amazing star field, planets, the sun, the solar system of the Pack World system, and that is where the campaign takes place. Here we have the cast of characters from Starfinder.